Herbivore just launched a new product and it is the Starseed Sheer Glow Mineral Sunscreen. This has SPF 30 and this just came out on Tuesday, March 19. I did receive this in PR, but this video is not sponsored, meaning I am not being paid to make this video. Herbivore does not know that I'm making this video, but I just wanted to let you know that this was kindly gifted to me, but that is not going to sway my opinions at all. If there's anything that I do not like about this, I am going to tell you. I do not see the point in lying. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna let you guys know my overall thoughts on this. I'm gonna do a demo of this, show you how it applies to the skin, let you know how it feels, let you know all the details about this, the ingredients, all that stuff. So if that interests you, let's go ahead and get right into it. Also, if you are new here and you enjoy this video at any point in time, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and join my little community here on YouTube. But let's go ahead and get into the video. This retails for $36, which is definitely on the more pricey side for a sunscreen, but I feel like when it comes to a lot of sunscreens, face sunscreen nowadays, especially sunscreens available at Sephora, I feel like they can tend to be around this price point, but I feel like $36 is pretty pricey. But anyway, this is a 100% mineral sunscreen and the protection that it uses in here is zinc oxide. It has 21% zinc oxide. This is reef safe. This has vitamin C. Of course, it's supposed to help with protecting your skin from the sun. So it's gonna help with evening out the skin tone. If you have dark spots, it's gonna help with making sure that those dark spots don't get darker, as with any sunscreen or mineral sunscreen. This is clean at Sephora. They say that this is a daily mineral sunscreen and brightening lotion that hydrates, visibly evens tone, and protects against sun damage with an invisible finish and no white cast. They say that this is supposed to be good for all skin types. The highlighted ingredients in here are that 21.7% zinc oxide. It's interesting, on the Sephora website, it says that it has 21.7% zinc oxide. On the bottle itself, it just says 21.0% zinc oxide, so maybe a little typo, but the zinc oxide is a mineral UV shield that provides broad spectrum UVA UVB protection. This also includes vitamin C, which is an antioxidant to help with visibly evening the skin tone and protecting against premature aging. This also has a prebiotic in here, supposedly, that strengthens the skin's moisture barrier and helps to keep it hydrated and glowing. Also, some things to note about this is that it's gluten-free, cruelty-free, and it comes in recyclable packaging. So they say that this can be worn alone or under makeup, and it says that it is an ultra sheer, subtly tinted, lightweight formula to leave skin glowing. So I thought that was interesting that it says that it's subtly tinted, which, I mean, you could kind of see in the swatch that I did. It does look like it has a slight beige tint. So let's apply it. I feel like I'm applying it weird, but anyway, take some more here. It says that it has that like subtle tint, but when it is applied to the skin, it doesn't have a tint where it's gonna give you any coverage. The product itself looks like it has a tint. However, it's not a tint where it's giving you any coverage, but I guess that does help with making sure that it's not gonna give a white cast. Of course, as far as the white cast goes, I can only, tell you from my experience having somewhat fair skin, and this does not give me a white cast at all. It does blend into the skin like a moisturizer. They say that it is a lightweight. I wouldn't say that it's super heavy on the skin. However, I also wouldn't say that it feels super lightweight. It feels kind of like a lightweight moisturizer going on, but then also a little thick at the same time. It's kind of weird. It's like when you start blending it out, it feels light, but when you keep blending it out in order to like really get it absorbed into your skin, I feel like it feels a little bit heavy where it kind of like tugs at the skin a little bit, but once it is settled into the skin, it does feel lightweight on the skin. But I do have other sunscreens that I really like that when I'm applying it, it doesn't really tug at the skin. I feel like this one does tug at the skin a little bit when you're rubbing it into the skin. Maybe lightweight is not quite the word. However, I don't want to say that it's super heavy either. It doesn't feel like uncomfortably thick on my skin. However, it feels quite moisturizing on my skin. So I feel like if you have really oily skin, maybe you would find this to be a little heavier than you would prefer. If you have dry skin, this might more so appeal to you because it does feel quite moisturizing on the skin. However, it does sink into the skin really well. where it's not gonna feel as obvious that's on your skin. Obviously, once you let it sit on your skin a little bit, it's gonna settle in more. But when you're first applying it, I can definitely feel like I just applied a sunscreen, but it does feel comfortable on the skin. It's not like overly heavy or anything like that. And when it says it gives you a glow, it really just kind of, it's not like it's giving you any kind of like highlighter effect or like luminosity effect, but it does like moisturize the skin nicely. So in that way, it's kind of giving the skin a glow. Definitely kind of like a natural finish where it's not looking really dewy. Maybe almost a matte finish. I don't know. I feel like I want to say natural finish. It doesn't feel like super drying, so that's why I don't really want to say matte per se, but I'd say it kind of settles into a kind of natural finish where it's, you know, it's not looking like dewy, sinks into the skin really well. And again, it's not going to be giving any coverage, so don't let that kind of description confuse you where it says it's subtly tinted. The formula itself is subtly tinted, however, it's not going to be giving you any coverage. You can still see all my dark spots. My first impressions is that I would normally probably prefer something that is a little bit more, maybe more lightweight on the skin. I'm not saying this isn't lightweight. I've just tried other sunscreens that are even more so lightweight. I do love though that it is a 100% mineral formula. I just find that the mineral formulas do work really well for my skin. I don't really ever have any issues with mineral formulas causing any breakouts, and I am prone to acne. I don't know as of yet if this is going to cause breakouts, but honestly I don't think it's going to, just because it is that mineral sunscreen there, and I've never really had issues with mineral sunscreens before. However, of course, always take a look at the ingredient list, see if there's any ingredients that maybe you don't like or that you know cause breakouts, then maybe you wouldn't want to use it. But for me personally, I don't really think I'm gonna have any issues with the ingredients in here. It says that the fragrance in here is natural, so it doesn't look like it has any synthetic type of fragrance in here. Also, I don't know, it kind of smells like sunscreen without smelling like an intense sunscreen. I don't really feel like it has any type of like crazy scent to it. Yeah, I don't know, it just kind of smells like sunscreen, but maybe not the sunscreen that you think of when you think of smelling sunscreen. I feel like there's some like really intense sunscreen smells. This isn't quite what this smells like, but I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it has too much of a scent. So that's just kind of something to note. They didn't like add any crazy wacky scent in here. So if you're sensitive to fragrances, I don't think that this should be an issue. I do think that this could probably work for all skin types. Again, I know I said that maybe oily skin would want something more lightweight. I have combination skin and I feel like I would want something more lightweight. Again, I don't want that to sound confusing because I don't think that this is heavy. However, I've just tried sunscreens that I feel like are even more lightweight that I just love for my acne prone skin. For example, I love the Hair Cosmetics Super Light Sunscreen. I love that. It works so well. I find that it's a little bit more of a thinner consistency it's kind of more like a gel cream, which I find is a reason that I like it so much because it just works well for my combination acne prone skin. However, I don't think this is going to be an issue. I just prefer, I feel like, the way that other sunscreens feel a little bit more. Now that this is set into my skin, I don't feel it as much on my skin anymore. I like this. I definitely am going to need to test it out for a bit longer to kind of get more of my thoughts, but initially I do like this. It doesn't leave a white cast. It's a mineral sunscreen, which are some big things that I look for. I don't find that it's overly heavy on the skin. I don't think it's going to cause me to break out again, but I can do an update if you guys want, like on my Instagram or something like that, if you want an update after I have been using it for longer. However, just after using it for a few times, I haven't had any breakouts with it. It's a nice, just simple sunscreen. Now this does contain 1.7 fluid ounces, which I feel like is pretty regular for a lot of face sunscreens out there. I feel like the price of $36 is a little bit on the pricey side. I don't know if I personally would want to go out and get this again for that price point. I feel like it has to really wow me and I have to really love the sunscreen to want to buy one that's $36. I feel like if this was closer to maybe in the 20 range, like $24, $26, and I feel like then I would maybe feel more inclined. I just feel like 36 is pretty pricey. However, I do think that this is a nice non-tinted sunscreen, doesn't leave a white cast, has a nice finish, feels light on the skin, doesn't feel heavy. First impressions, I like it. When I applied the second layer, I realized if I continue to rub my skin, then it does seem to like pill just a little bit, but honestly, I really don't think that pilling should be an issue because it's already absorbed into my skin. I don't need to rub it more. So I feel like if you just continue to rub your skin even when you don't need to continue blending it in, then it could start pilling. But if you're not doing that, I don't think that it should just start pilling. But I just kind of want to mention that because if you do like really continue to rub it into your skin, maybe more than you need to be, then it might pill a little bit. I know that was probably a pretty quick video, but I hope it was at least a little bit helpful. If you guys do want to check it out, I will have it listed and linked in the description box below. If you do use that link, it does help to support my channel. So no pressure at all to do that, but if you're interested in trying it anyway, it would mean so much if you would use my link. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you guys have any questions about the sunscreen, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see even more content from me in the future, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you for my next video.